gunshots multiple times. And we also have to look at paragraph 5 where it says a certain cool-headedness had come to him. It was not the first time he had been in a tight place. So cool-headedness means that he's calm or collected. He's cool under pressure. He's keeping a cool head under pressure. And this isn't the first time that he's been in a tight place like this. So we can take these two pieces of evidence and we can conclude that he's adventurous and brave. Okay, so he's not cowardly, right? Because if he was cowardly, then he wouldn't be cool under pressure. He wouldn't have cool-headedness. All right, and so also, what about mean? Well, it's not telling us anything about his character, right? So there's no interactions with other characters going on here. There's a yacht, but we don't know anything about his interaction with the driver on the yacht. So we can't say that he is mean and we can't say that he's generous. So neither of those are going to help us out. But what about athletics? So we want to look at paragraphs 2 and 4 where it says he leaped upon the rail and balanced himself there. Okay, that's one sign that he's athletic. And 4 where it says desperately he struck out with strong strokes after the receding lights of the yacht, but he stopped before he swum 50 feet. So he's striking out with strong strokes here. So that's another indication that he may be athletic. All right. Okay, so question 2 says to select the correct order of events in the passage. And on screen you're shown 3 different boxes, so pick the box that shows the correct order of events in the passage. Pause the video and try to do that now. Okay, let's go over this. So the second box, of course, shows the correct order here. Second box shows the correct order. And to get this one right, you just have to remember the sequence of events in the story, or look back at the story, and then pick the events in the right order. So remember, Rainsford first heard gunshots, then he jumps onto the rail. And then once he jumped onto the rail, he tried to look in the direction of the shots, and his pipe struck the rope, and the pipe was knocked out of his mouth. Then he tried to catch his pipe, but lost his balance, and he fell into the sea. Then once he fell into the sea, he tried to swim toward the yacht. So that's why the second box is correct. Okay, question 3. In the sentence in paragraph 2 that reads, quote, it was like trying to see through a blanket, quote, which type of figurative language did the author use? A, metaphor, B, simile, or C, personification? Pause the video and try to figure this out. Okay, let's go over these. So these are 3 types of figurative language that you're definitely going to want to know about, and the correct answer is B, simile. So similes compare 2 things using the words like or as. So when the author says it was like trying to see through a blanket, the word like is our key that this is a simile. So metaphors also compare 2 things, but metaphors don't use the words like or as, and in personification, the writer gives human characteristics to something that's not human. So for example, during a storm, if the wind blows really hard, it might kind of sound like someone's knocking on the door, and so the author might say something like, the wind knocked on the door, which would be giving human characteristics to something that's not human, which is personification. So question 4 is paired with an excerpt here that reads, when a man's undivided attention is centered on one object, his mind will constantly be suggesting improvements of value, which would escape him if his brain was occupied by a dozen different subjects all at once. And then question 4 reads, the author of this passage would most likely agree with which of the following? A, a person should have many different jobs at the same time, or B, a person should have only one job at a time. Pause the video and try to figure this out. The answer here is B. The author would most likely agree that a person should have only one job at a time. And to get this question right, we have to make an inference here.